Greetings from YouTubeville. It's the one and only Danny Savage. Today we're going to be talking about the center class for the fall of 2024 and slash 2025 draft. Now, it's early. It's June. Just throwing out some fun names on a Saturday. And I don't expect this center class to be as strong as last year, this past April's draft. In my opinion, this past April's draft, that was probably the best center class I've seen in over a decade, probably the last 10, 15 years, maybe longer. That was the best center class I've seen. But we'll find out 3-4 years from now. So that's that. There's a couple of undersized center, and there's a couple of big monster centers. I prefer big monster centers. That's just my opinion. But that's a position where you don't need to be a monster. As long as you're a technician, as long as you have a wrestling background, that'll help you a lot. Because center is a position where you can get by being a below average athlete as long as you know angles and leverage, and that's where the wrestling part comes into play. But the first guy I'm going to give you is a crazy sleeper. Zeke Corral. Started 38 games at Notre Dame, but they always kept flip-flopping him from center to guard, guard to center, guard to center. This kid stuck out to me in 2022. Anybody that's interested, all you have to do is go look at the 2022 Ohio State Notre Dame game. And that was one of the most dominant games I've ever seen a center play against another Power 5 monster school. This kid had double-digit pancakes. And I'm like, who the hell is this kid? And I'm like, so I did my information on him back in 2022. Then the starter was injured. He came back. He went out. He got drafted last year in 2022. I forgot where he went to. I've even forgot the kid's name. And like I said, they just kept flip-flopping him from center to guard. So he's a graduate senior, and he transferred to NC State. So immediately got the starting job at NC State. And this is a kid that could shock a lot of people in this year's coming NFL draft. He's 6'3", 310 pounds. So he's not that mauler, but he has more than enough size. And like I said, I challenge anybody to go watch the 2022 Ohio State Notre Dame game. And you're going to be like, who the hell is this kid? And I honestly think they did him a disservice by just moving him around all in all. So like I said, he left and he's at NC State now, and he just slid right into the starting center job. So he's a name that a lot of people don't have in their top 10s at all. But I think come draft day, as long as he stays injury-free, he's gonna be a top 10 center. That's just my opinion. But let's see what happens. All right, we got a kid, Logan Jones, out of Iowa, 6'3", 295. I was known for not having the most giant centers, but they're like, you got to realize though, Iowa, the Midwest, it's like that's wrestling territory. That's where like all the best schools are wrestlers. So He has a wrestling background. He knows angles. He's a 2-year starter. In 2022, Tyler Linderbaum came out of Iowa, and everybody was saying, "Oh, he's too small. He's too small. He's this. He's that." And I don't know, man. He's been doing pretty good with the Tennessee Titans. So, like I said, I prefer a big mauling center unless you get that dude that is a straight technician and knows blocks. Then you'll be okay. Another kid, Bryce Foster out of Texas A&M. 6'5", 330. He has the size I like. He started in 2021. He played some in 2020. Started in 2021. He got hurt in 2022, redshirted, and he started all the games in 2023. So he has that the size that I like at centers, because it seems like in the NFL, the one techs are just getting zero techs are just getting bigger and bigger. And me personally, I like that big monster in the middle. You know, he can take care of the zero tech, the one tech. I'm not worrying about his size. As long as his hips are loose, he can get low. And if his hips are a little stiff, like I said, a lot of that's genetics, but there's all different training exercises, yoga, stretching that can help him get lower. So I don't want to hear no bull about big guys not being able to get low. Anyone who wants to talk about big guys that can't get low, look up LSU's big cat drill, and you're going to see a lot of big dudes getting low. So that's that. Dylan Fairchild, Georgia, 6'5", 320. Another big center coming out for this year. No way is this like we're ranking people and stuff like that. These are just names to throw out as a watch list when you're watching college football in the fall. He also has, which is going to improve his ability, is he has center and guard flex. So if you have a center on your team and you draft him, you can plug him in at guard, and whenever that center leaves, you can slide him over. Like I said, this is a way, way, way early list, and we're just having fun talking about people. Last guy is going to be Eli Cox, Kentucky. 6'4", 330. He's a super senior, so he'll be a little bit overaged. It depends how your situation is. I mean, as long as that don't bother you, as long as you're convinced you'll get one contract out of him. But, I mean, I don't think he's a first rounder. I definitely don't. But, so if you had him in the first round, you have him for 5 years. After the first, you have him for 4. Do offensive linemen play longer times than some other positions, like running back and stuff like that? Yes. So I don't think really there's a need to worry about him, you know. So that's just my 2 cents. Like I said, this is a way, way, way early, but it's just names to look out for, and you can have fun with come the fall. And then you'd be like, yo, I heard that guy. And also for the NFL draft. It's ironic. The other day, I did a video on some edges, and like 72 hours later, PFF comes out with a list of edges, and ironically, they were from the Big Ten, and they had my man Jack Sawyer rated the number 1 returning edge on their list. They also had Derek Moore out of Michigan. Then they did another piece on JT Tuimoloau. I'm like, yo, I did that like Wednesday, man, and you guys are putting this out Friday. It makes you wonder, just like if they use AI, because I mean, I'm a nobody now. I'm just starting out. But like, do they use AI to click on certain words and look it up? So, like, I mean, I guess, I mean, I'm assuming they got a bunch of nerds and geeks that never played football before working for them. And I honestly don't even like PFF's grades. I think they're a joke. If you do a PFF mock draft and they give you a bad grade, you had a good draft. If they give you a if you pick up like if they give you a good grade, then it's bad. But if they give you a bad grade, then you did a good draft. So I didn't even like PFF. And then PFF put out an article yesterday about their top two defensive tackles. Mason Graham, number one, out of Michigan, and Deloney Walker out of Kentucky was number two. Anybody that follows my channel, I did a video on these guys a month ago. And I said the exact same thing. That, yo, these are my top. It's a way early. Anything can happen. It could be injuries, anything. But I go, it's a way early list a month ago. And I listed those two guys as my number one and number two D tackle. Granted, it's super early, so anything can happen. And once we get closer to September and the season starts, you'll be getting upgraded lists. Also, pre-draft, you'll probably get 25 players per position. So 25 to 30 you'll get. You'll get your sleepers. You'll get my top 10. You'll get my top 50 draft board. And I guarantee it, like I always do, all my picks and all my rankings will be done prior to Dane Brugler's Beast coming out. Because everyone that puts out their rankings after the Beast comes out, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because all you are is a copy and paste champion. Tomorrow we're going to do guards. Monday wide receivers. It's a good wide receiver class, I think, this year. Nowhere near as good as last year. So let's see. Tomorrow we'll do guards. Monday we'll do either wide receivers or linebackers. Maybe linebackers first. Everyone's blowing up this kid Perkins from LSU. Listen, I get it. They say don't scout the helmet, scout the player, but it's kind of hard when the last two LSU linebackers were Jabril Cox and Damone Clark that came out. A lot of people say don't scout the helmet, scout the player. I can't overlook BYU in the last 50, 5-0, in the last 50 years, they've had one offensive lineman that was any good in the NFL. And that was in the early 80s, a guy, Billy Ard. He played center for the New York Giants. So this past April, the Kingsley Salatuma kid, the left tackle, came out. How do you not have that in the back of your mind? Granted, the kid's a genetic freak, and maybe the kid will turn out to be a 10-year starter and an all-pro. I just find it hard sometimes with certain schools, certain positions, to overlook that. So maybe this kid, but hey, let's say this kid is good. So they put out one offensive lineman every 50 years. You're better off passing these linemen every draft. Just being honest. When you're rocking with the GWO, it's for life. 10 p.m. tonight. Everybody tune in to Cowboys Corner. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe over there, Cowboys Corner, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We're just going to be talking Dallas, where this is mostly this is a draft show. This is about me. This is my brand. Bam. Also, we got new shirts coming out. We got the GWO Guru World Order. Pretty soon, we got new limited edition ones coming out. I don't want to ruin the surprise yet, but we'll have new limited edition ones out there for sale, or I'll just raffle them off, give them away. Because I'm a nice guy. I know I don't look it, but I'm a nice guy. Over and out, everybody. Hope you had a good, hope you enjoyed the stream.